What's going on, boys? Trying this without my case because I've had a couple people tell me that it's hard to hear me and I think my case might be muffling the mic. So give it a shot with this. Might have to buy a new case. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to keep taking it off and on. But this is a contest response for my boy Steve, PurpleGt22, and he's doing a contest about what or how YouTube has affected or changed your life. And I think it's a great contest. I watched your video, completely forgot about it, and didn't have time yesterday to do it because I was on duty, and the day before that, it's been crazy with my daughter going to kindergarten now, getting used to that schedule. So I saw Garrett's video, reminded me to do it. So I'm here doing it now. But I've watched Garrett's, Burkhat's, Joey, Eric, Mike. I saw Sevens did one. And there was another one. Oh, Pepino Man did one. Those are the ones that I've seen. And I want to start by saying I've been doing this since I was 7 years old, so 1987. 87 to 88 because my birthday's November. So it was around 7 years old. And my dad got me into it. He collected cards, played with them most of the time when he was younger. He was born in 1945, and he was diagnosed with polio in 1951. And they thought it was very, very contagious, which it is, but they thought it was just by shaking hands and hugging. And so they took and he was in an iron lung. They burned all his cards, comic books, baseball glove, clothes, all the stuff that he had. They burned it and got all different stuff, what they could afford. And so he lost a lot of cards, and he remembers having, Ted Williams, DiMaggio, cards like that. And, Jimmy Fox, he remembers having. But he was given some by other people that were older than him. So who knows what he had. But he got me into it. Started me when I was old enough to know better, know what you're doing around with the cards and not just bending them and looking at them and crushing them. But he got me into it, and we started collecting, going to card shops around the neighborhood. We had 10 or so card shops in where I live, and now there's one that's 30 minutes away and another one that's an hour away that used to be 10 minutes down the road, which is the one I went to in like 2001, 2002 to like 2006 or 7 when they closed and moved. But I only had maybe 3 or 4 friends that collected cards, and most of those were like early 90s to mid 90s basketball cards that we traded and just collected. I was always an Alonzo Mourning fan, and I traded away all my Jordans to a guy for his Alonzos whenever we got them. Big mistake, but who knows what I had. But I only had a few friends to share, and then they ended up getting rid of their cards, or trading them or selling them, or just flat out mom threw them away. So I didn't really end up having anybody to share it with until I started going to that card shop in like 2002, and became real good friends with two of the guys that worked there and the owner. And but besides that, they were mostly into comics. So I started collecting comics too in like mid 90s, maybe early 90s, like 91, 92, maybe 90, 91, right around there. So YouTube has affected my life as flash forward to today. Actually, flash forward to 2008 when I found, the community on YouTube, and I started watching Cards Infinity, AR Platinum, AR Falc 77, Ron, Third Mill Sports Cards, PDAS, all these guys, and Siktifer was back in the day, and I started watching those people and going, man, I could share my cards online, and you know, maybe they'll comment, maybe they won't. I ended up having like 10 subs for like the first year and a half or whatever, and then I started making friends and talking to them through PMs, because you used to be able to PM on YouTube. They took that away, and then Facebook came around and it totally changed it. So where you can meet the guys on YouTube and then you talk to them on Facebook, get their phone number, and now I got, I think I looked yesterday, 750 something subs, and which, you know, the number doesn't really matter too much to me, but the friendships that I made, I met one person from YouTube in person, and that was only because they knew who I was, and that was in 2015 or 16 at the card shop that moved an hour away. I went over there and he was like, "Hey, do you make YouTube videos?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "I do too, but I only done like 2." So we started talking. So up to then, that was the only person that I met in person, other than the couple guys that were at a card shop down the road that didn't last too long, that they made videos, but they didn't last, you know, they didn't really hang around and do too much with it for too long. But then 2017 comes, and after been talking to these guys for years, I go to the National, which I never thought I'd be able to go to one. And my first daughter was the right age for my wife to watch her, and didn't really need help. She was old enough, and I took off with a friend, and history was made. And you guys just welcomed me with open arms. From the time Manny, Michael Fabian, and Josh Reynolds, Jay Spartan, picked me up and my buddy up at the airport, we just hit it off. And me and Manny and Josh, we've just been going back and forth. Mike's not into it anymore. He's, you know, doing his own thing, which is fine. But me and Manny just kind of, like we were brothers. Like we went back and forth, just jabbing at each other. And it just, like, from then it bloomed and blossomed into meeting Brett and Sichtifer and Michael Shane, and God, there's so many people. Jason, Chicago fan Jason, Nate Tops 85401 here, met Aaron Davis, Bob Barth, Luke Counts, just a bunch of people. Garrett, met Garrett. He's a lot bigger dude in person than you would think. Phil Thompson, God, I'm drawing a blank. Motown Philly is what. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank on his freaking YouTube name. But sorry, dude. But he's a lot taller than I thought he would be in person. He feels like he's 6'6". But met all those guys, and just the friendships just blossomed. And I couldn't ask for a better place to share my cards. And then that's the bonus. I've always said the friendships are the main thing, and now the cards are the bonus. Where back in the day, in 2008, I was Bo Sox Collector 24. I wasn't Mr. Fisherbike always. This name started in 2010. I opened it up after, initially I was going to do mountain bike videos, but my Bo Sox Collector 24 account was like hacked and just totally just shredded. And so I just closed it. And then I figured, well, I got the Mr. Fisherbike one open. Let me start making videos again. So in 2008, 9, early 10, I was only about the cards. Like, I was just wanting to get more cards and see what people had out there and trade. And then it started becoming a friendship thing. And now it's totally done a 180, where it's the friendships are the main part and the cards are a bonus. And since then, the National, I've met all kinds of new people. I just talked to Bob Lewis for like an hour last night, back and forth. Michael Moynihan, Ray from Philly, Pepino Man I talked to a little bit. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. It's like as soon as this camera hits you, you draw it. My mind doesn't work. I'm telling you, I'm taking ginkgo biloba, and that just doesn't work. But I've met so many people. Eric, Oakland A's 915, and probably within another week or so, I have another buddy that does live around the corner that stopped collecting cards and went to just memorabilia, like balls, bats. He has a phenomenal collection. And he kept a lot of cards, but he just didn't buy anymore. Well, now the past year or so, he's been buying them, and he's been watching my videos, but he found me. He didn't know that I did it. And I talked him into making a video, and we're going to do a collaboration video where he's going to come to my house, or I'll go to his, and I'm going to introduce him. And I'm told him, I said, these guys will love your stuff. You're going to make a lot of friends. he's planning on going to the 2020 AC National with me, because he's never been to one either, and I told him how much fun it was, and I told him all the videos to watch, and if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd be a pretty lonely guy as far as this goes. I would just be sitting in my room looking at cards and putting them in a box, never pulling them out again. And to me, that's kind of sad, and that's my direction that it was going back in 05, 06. I ran up a credit card in 05 that was sickening, and ended up 75% of that stuff that I bought was stolen. And the other 20, maybe of the other 25%, I would say 10 or 15% I sold and was just down in the dumps. And like, it happened in 08, and then I found the YouTube, and it totally changed my outlook again. And I was like, I'll just pick myself up and start over. So we did, and I think I've built a pretty awesome collection, and you guys have a lot of you have helped add to mine, and I've added to yours, and it's just, that's how it is. It's, we help each other out, and if it wasn't for that, I'd just have cards. Who knows, I probably wouldn't even be collecting anymore after that happened. If I didn't find YouTube in 08, I probably wouldn't even be collecting, to be honest with you. But now it's blossomed and bloomed into, I think I've used that word 3 times now. It's grown into what my room is now, and it's just, I know I've shown my room before, but it's just great. I couldn't have asked for a better community to be a part of, and it's from the bottom of my heart. All you guys are, you know who you are. The ones that I haven't talked to yet, maybe we will, and I'd love to get to know you better. Those back pages, Eric, I've been talking to him off and on lately, and it's guys like that bring this community a lot closer together, because he preaches, share your knowledge, don't hold it in. If you know something about a card or a player or a sport or everyday life, share your knowledge and enjoy what you do. So I just thank you, Steve, for thinking of this subject matter for the contest. There's been a lot of great videos lately on things that we need to do. Eric's video on get on camera, and that's what made me talk to my buddy. His name's Mike also. Talk to my buddy about doing videos, because he's got a little daughter, and he said that's a great idea, to keep yourself in memory if something ever happens. You never know, especially in my line of work. Anything can happen, especially with the career that I've had so far. I know I got into it yesterday with a little too deep with Alan, Rice Bonds, Montana too young, and Greg for the one half of the Essential Credentials. And then poor Matt popped in and he was reading what we were talking about, and I'm sure he didn't know what to think. But you never know what's going to happen. You could walk out your door and slip and fall and hit your head, and that's it. It's not always a big thing that happens. But this community means a lot to me. I know 2017 National, I got a little crazy and I was just excited. Some people think that I was overboard and annoying, but to me it was just fun, and I just couldn't breathe it in enough to control myself. So to me, that's what it's all about, is having fun, meeting friends. I could have cared less with the cards that I got, but I met so many of you guys, and it was from the bottom of my heart. This community is awesome. I spend a lot of time with it. I don't do enough on video that I should, but I'm going to try to change, get a little bit more going. But again, thank you, Steve, for this. And again, I don't know if I said it yet, but I don't need to be in the running for any kind of prize. I know I talked to you last night about it, but honestly, if I win, I'd like to donate it to, maybe you can keep it and you and your mom can buy something to share together, bust a box or something together. That would make my heart feel better than me getting a card. But I know I've said it already. Thanks for the contest, and let's make these videos. This is a great subject, and I know there's a lot more people out there that care about it like we do, and the guys that have made the videos already. So thank you very much, Steve, and have a good one.